Are you ready?
I think so. I'm as ready as I'll ever be. Whoa, we got a graphic. This is cool.
No, we don't have a graphic.
No,
we
got
have
something else on the screen besides our faces, which is kind of new.
Yeah,
I like it. I gotta go big screen here so I can like see what's going on.
But yes, we have the ESPN college bowl mania pick'em. I don't have like the conference set up, but the group is set up. You can go check it out. The group name is Indiana VOCFB.
Yeah, we'll just go straight up. We'll just keep it as is, and yeah, we'll rip it.
Yeah. We'll tweet a link. We
gotta start with the Celebration Bowl.
Yeah, we are starting with the Cricket Celebration Bowl. We got South Carolina State and Prairie View A&M. Brad, who you got?
Just based on logos, I haven't watched either of these teams play all year. I'm gonna go South Carolina State. I think that's always they play in the tougher conference, so I'm gonna go with them. That's all I got.
The bucked up LA Bowl, Brad.
Also, shout out my Montana Grizz got a huge dub over South Dakota State. Put up a 50 ball on them. I think this is the year for my Grizz. If it couldn't get any better for me, the Montana Grizz are a wagon, and they might win the FCS title. I'm pumped about it.
That's big time. The bucked up LA Bowl, Brad. Boise State and Washington.
Remember when this was called the Jimmy Fallon LA Bowl? That was funny. And then the Gronk Bowl
or something. I don't.
It was the Jimmy Kimmel Bowl. Jimmy Kimmel LA Bowl. But now it's the bucked up LA Bowl in SoFi Stadium. We got Maddox Madsen taking on Demon Williams. Boise State, they won the Mountain West title. Mountain West champs. Right?
Yes.
Mountain
in a
West
pretty
champs.
dominating fashion. It was
like we picked on the pod. I think I clean sweep the championship games, by the way. I need some credit.
I do think you I don't think I want to go back and rewatch the tape on those. I'll say that.
Yeah, I clean sweep them besides Western Michigan winning the MAC. I think I picked everything else correct. Anyways, Washington here for sure.
How are you picking against the Big Ten? You can't.
I just can't. I can't. Not when it's against a Group of 5 team.
This is the IS4S Salute to Veterans Bowl.
Yeah, two conference runner-ups going after. This is like high-level football right here. This is Troy runner-ups in the Sun Belt, Jacksonville State runner-ups in the Conference USA. Troy has been one of the most consistent programs, regardless of who's coaching them, over the last 20 years. They're always in the bowl games. They're always contending. They're always doing stuff. Jacksonville State, a little different story. Comes up from the FCS, after that upset against Florida State years ago, if people remember. That was a big upset on the road week 1. So Jacksonville State's got some juice to them. Weaker conference is the Conference USA here. Got to go Troy. Got to go Troy here with the Sun Belt just being the stronger conference overall. But if I were to put confidence on this would be low confidence. I think Jacksonville State's very capable of picking up a dub here.
I like the reasoning. I can't argue. Like this is very well thought out. Pick 'em here, Brad.
Yeah, you're getting into the mind of
the master of the eye test.
Yeah, South Florida, no head coach.
Old Dominion, no quarterback.
He's not playing in this game.
He hit the transfer portal. He's definitely not playing in this game. I know this is so frustrating. If I'll say,
my God, Colton Joseph would have ran circles around the Bulls, man.
I love this. I loved this football game so much when it got announced, like on paper, and then I remembered that he's in the portal and there's no way he's playing in this game. Because why would you? And it's just like that sucks. But that Old Dominion team was really good, and I hope is it Ronnie? I think it's Ronnie. Ricky Ronnie recruited behind Colton Joseph because that USF team is good.
Colton Joseph's a special talent. It's going to be hard to backfill that. I like the Bulls here. I think they have more talent top to bottom. Golesh leaving a very strong roster.
They do have a coach.
I feel lame because I'm taking all the popular picks right now.
Is Hartline coaching the bowl game, Brad?
Is Hartline? I don't think so. Might be.
Jake Butt had a very similar rant to the one I went on last week, where I almost clipped my rant and reposted it to his rant, basically saying that it's impossible to have two jobs at the same time, and that like though there is a very large majority of Buckeyes fans that just like no ill will towards the guy, but just want him to move on, and I think that's fair.
Yeah, I think so too. Raging Cajuns versus the Blue Hens.
68 Ventures Bowl, Brad. What you got?
This is a good color matchup, by the way. Great color matchup. Elite color matchup. Great helmets from Delaware. Hope they go Delaware Homes and Raging Cajuns away. Uniforms here. I don't even know where this game's being played, but I used to be a 68 employee myself, so this bowl hits home for me. I gotta look at where this game's played first. Hold on.
Is that going to drastically change
a little bit? Being played in Mobile. So what used to be the GoDaddy Bowl, one of my favorites, is now the 68 Ventures Bowl. It's hard to keep up with all these new ad changes and stuff like that. I like the Blue Hens here. It's their first year, I believe, in the FBS. Like they're a proud program. Made their way up. Joe Flacco, shout out.
They recruit very heavily out of the Shore Conference, Brad.
Oh, for sure. Yeah. So there's my first non-popular pick. I'm going Blue Hens here. Myrtle Beach Bowl, Battle of Champions here. This is like NIT right here. Two teams that just missed out on the playoff because of the auto bid rule. They got to expand it. More auto bids, more Western Michigan, more Kennesaw State in the playoff.
How could we not get an Amari Odom playoff run, Brad? How could they take that from us?
It's disgusting. Dude's a baller. Horrible. Taking the Owls here. Got to.
Have to. Who? What do you got for the Union Home Mortgage Gasparilla Bowl, Brad?
I feel disgusting that I didn't take ODU and I'm taking Kennesaw State because ODU is I called that out so early. Like they were going to be an 8-9 win team, contend for the Sun Belt. I was all over that.
If Colton Joseph's playing in the game, I would be giving you a whole bunch of shit for that, but he's not.
He's just not.
The Union Home Mortgage Gasparilla Bowl.
Ooh, a 50-50, so I got to do a coin flip. This one's actually very straightforward for me. Very straightforward. Very. I remember watching NC State earlier in the year, and I was like, that team stinks. So I'm taking Memphis. I know they're a good team. I'm taking Memphis here.
No head coach for Memphis, I think.
I don't care.
They named somebody. It
doesn't matter who coaches at Memphis. They're throwing the rock, and they're throwing it efficiently.
Calvin Austin had 2 straight 1,000-yard receiving seasons on the outside at Memphis.
I mean, they were good. I remember they beat UCLA on the UCLA went to Memphis and they couldn't get it done. It's a scary team. I don't want to play Memphis ever. I don't ever want to play Memphis. Don't ever schedule Memphis. We'll probably beat them by 30, but don't ever schedule Memphis.
Do you want to skip the playoff game for now and come back to it?
No, we can do it. I like going through it. I don't want you scrolling around too much. So I guess we'll do a quick little gut check. Obviously, we'll do a more in-depth preview on the playoff field as we should because we're in the playoff.
Yeah, we'll do a show.
We'll be covering the playoff pretty well, in my opinion.
Let me sidebar you real quick because here's my thinking for what the show is going to look like for the next couple weeks. Obviously, it's not going to be game week until 2-3 weeks from now. So there will be 2 to 3, at least 2 to 3 shows in the next couple weeks with various guests that I'm working on setting up or have been in contact with. And so we will have some guests and some exciting stuff over the next couple weeks. So that's what that's going to look like. But as far as like a full-blown college football playoff show, we'll probably do that next week, right? I don't know. What's the calendar look like? Starts in 10 days. Yeah, next week. But yeah, so gun to your head, Brad, real quick. I don't want to stress you out too much. Who do you like?
I want to play Alabama so bad. Gut check. I like Oklahoma here. Here's why. Mateer's playing. I think they've only lost one game with Mateer at quarterback. They beat Alabama earlier in the year at Tuscaloosa. And I know I'm a big proponent of can't beat teams twice. It's really hard to do that. And I'd be going against it, which did me very well in the conference title games, right? This is a home game for Oklahoma. I think that needs to be addressed. They're going to Norman.
That's the thing I keep forgetting when I keep talking about this game is that these are all home games.
They're going to Norman, just like we would have in 2020 if they expanded the 12-team field in COVID. They're going to Norman. It's not an easy place to play, especially in a playoff environment that's going to be taking place on a Friday. Like we remember the standalone. I was there at Notre Dame. Electric atmosphere. It was buzzing. You could feel it, goosebumps on your – it wasn't just the cold. Like it was electric atmosphere there. Gut check, I got Oklahoma. That might change. But I would love to see Alabama in the Rose Bowl against the Hoosiers. But
for narrative's sake, I would much rather see Alabama just because they've been the more vocal fan base. Like I don't have any real gripes with the Oklahoma fan base. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
It'd be a much more respectful week if it was Oklahoma.
I just love that Venables defense. That was a big reason why I picked them to make the playoff earlier in the year. I thought they were going to take a step up on offense significantly, and that defense was going to stay the same at worst. And they made the playoff. And so
that game is
kind of a good call by me early in the year.
A very good call by you, Brad. A little personally frustrating for me. Oklahoma and Indiana are two of the three football teams we have in our all-sports draft, and so I'm going to cannibalize myself and obviously hoping it's Indiana. But we'll talk about that when we get there. Another college football playoff round one game, Brad. The Miami Hurricanes travel to College Station to take on the Texas A&M Aggies.
Oh, my God. It's going to be so fucking loud in Kyle Field. It is going to be insane.
But did Beck play there last year?
I don't believe so. I don't think that would help him either, to be honest. But I'm glad they have an ACC representative in the field. I think that it feels right. You know, it feels right when you look at the bracket. Like there's there's two group of 5 teams, and there's at least an ACC team in there. You know, it just feels okay to me. Just looking at it, I like A&M home advantage, getting it done. Marcel Reed says he's coming back next year. They're buzzing, they're juiced up. A&M's a damn good football team, and I think they're going to show it against Miami. I trust that system more than I trust Miami, where I've always had doubts. And I was almost right about them again. Dropping those 2 games in the ACC, you just can't trust them yet. Cristobal's building something, though. I'm going to give him some
keep
credit.
making the wrong – well, I don't want to say keep making the wrong choice at quarterback because Cam Ward was just the #1 overall pick, but not even giving a look to Mendoza is obviously laughable now.
Yeah.
College football playoff round 1, another game, Brad. Tulane, Green Wave, and half of their football coach are taking on Ole Miss and their full football coach. Who you got in this one, Brad?
I got Ole Miss. It's really frustrating because they don't have – is Summerall coaching the game? Is he going to be on the sidelines during that game?
He says he is now, but if he might not physically even make it to the guy's operating at a pace where you can't possibly sustain. Like it's if he wants to win at Florida, no, he won't be on the sideline.
Yeah, I have Ole Miss here, but Tulane definitely has a shot.
They played earlier in the year and
they're very talented.
Ole Miss killed them.
This is a rematch?
Yeah.
I didn't even know that.
Auto bids, man. And I'm not. That's not to say the group of 5 doesn't deserve to be in. That's not what I'm saying. But that's a tough matchup. To rerun that game back is tough.
Speaking of tough, Oregon. All right.
Famous Idaho Potato Bowl.
Remember Washington State gave Ole Miss a scare, but then they also like got whooped by 50 to North Texas. What an interesting team. Interesting team. This
Their head
has
coach.
These two not play this year?
I'm not. I don't think so. I'm not 100% sure though off the top of my head, but Washington State's head coach is now the head coach of Iowa State. So,
yeah, Utah State did not get. I like Utah State here. Here's something. They put up 35 on Vanderbilt, and they put up 22 on A&M.
that's something. That's definitely something.
That is something. They might just have a really bad defense. Is probably what the issue is. But in a bowl game, they might just show up that day. Who knows? I like Utah State here.
All right. What about Bush's Boca Raton Bowl?
Poor Toledo, Louisville.
Right.
Yikes.
No head coach Toledo.
My days. That's tough for them.
The New Orleans Bowl.
Miller Moss is going to put up his 5 touchdowns in a bowl game again and might get hyped, but then everyone's going to forget that he's like a 5th-year, 6th-year senior.
Tyler Shuck-esque rise.
Yeah, for sure. Wow. Huh. I don't know anything about these teams. Are these teams not in the same conference? Did Western Kentucky go to so much conference realignment, even in the group of 5? Because I know Southern Miss moved to the Sun Belt recently.
Western Kentucky's in the CUSA, I believe.
The CUSA. I like that. I've never heard anyone call it. Yeah, they are. Give me Southern Miss. Give me the Golden Eagles. Brett Favre. Shout out.
Scooters Coffee Frisco Bowl. UNLV Rebels versus the Ohio Bobcats.
Yeah, I like UNLV here. Dan Mullen, year 1, he's still building. They're going to get some momentum here in this game.
The Sheridan Hawaii Bowl, a homecoming for Jaron Sagapatele.
I've nailed that. Sagapatele. He's such a good quarterback.
Who's the quarterback for Hawaii too? This game's gonna be awesome. Is Lupoi coaching?
I hope so. I like the Bears here. I know they don't have their head coach. They're going interim head coach. Sagapatele is a hell of a player, and you can get a dub with an interim head coach with that guy playing. 100%.
The Game Above Sports Bowl.
Yeah, in Detroit, what used to be called the Little Caesars Bowl, out in Detroit. I like Northwestern, despite it being a Chippewa home game. What are these game matchups? Holy smokes!
New Mexico, the Lobos.
Who did better against UCLA this year?
Jason Eck. Jason Eck got a big extension.
Yeah, as he should. He finally got the Lobos. 9-3 Lobos is crazy to see. I mean, they looked the part when they played UCLA early in the year. This is kind of a scarier matchup for PJ Fleck, but I mean, the athletes in the Big Ten, I'm going Minnesota here. No turnover. You got Drake Lindsay. They're gonna get it done. FIU UTSA
in the First Responder Bowl. Shout out to Serve Pro.
Shout out to FIU, man. Remember we played them last year? That was fun.
Yeah, it's a good squad.
Yeah.
Fun squad.
Let's go UTSA, though.
What about the Go Bowling Military Bowl?
Okay, now we're getting interesting here.
As I say, now we're talking.
Heinzel. I like this Pitt quarterback, and I think he's going to get it done. He's going to show out. He's going to dice him up. This is a sick matchup.
The Pinstripe Bowl, Penn State versus Clemson, being played inside Yankee Stadium. This is a home game for Penn State and Clemson somehow.
I like Grunkmeyer. Grunkmeyer's comfortable. Still got the same guys. I don't know how many opt-outs Penn State's going to be dealing with. We'll see. Penn State.
The Wasabi Fenway Bowl. UConn Huskies, now being coached by Jason Candle. I don't know, no idea if he's coaching. Versus the Army Black Knights. Brad, who you got?
It's a great hire for UConn, by the way.
When I worked
serious UConn, watch out for them.
When I worked at Fenway, Brad, I would have been working the Fenway Bowl.
Back in the day.
Yeah, back in the day.
Back in the day. I like the Huskies here. Let's go with the Huskies. I think they'll get it done. Jim Moore left a really good nucleus over there in that program. So I think
the Notre Dame-less Pop-Tarts Bowl, Georgia Tech and the BYU Cougars. Brad, who you got?
Fuck Northwestern or Notre Dame for opting out. By the way, like all those schools that opted out, like the $500,000 fine isn't big enough. Anyways, Haynes King taking on BYU and Bear Bachmeier. I like BYU. I think they're a damn good football team. I think they're gonna get it done. Sataki's still there. They're gonna be focused. They're gonna.
This is gonna be an awesome football game.
Yeah, it's gonna be a fun one to watch. Can't wait for that one. Because I'm reading these matchups for the first time live. By the way. Yeah.
Fresno State, Miami, Brad, in the Snoop Dogg Arizona Bowl. Let's go.
My days.
This is electric.
Yeah, this is fun. Fresno State, that's just a logo pick right there. Fresno State, that's a football school. They're gonna get it done.
That's not a logo pick, Brad. That's a coast pick. The Isleta, New Mexico Bowl, the North Texas Mean Green, and the San Diego State Aztecs.
Offense versus defense here. North Texas, coachless.
Coachless North Texas. North Texas loses their head coach, but made their head coaching hire. San Diego State, elite defense, like you noted, but lost their defensive coordinator.
I like San Diego State here. Yeah, an upset.
The Tax Slayer Gator Bowl, one that we Indiana fans know a little too much about. The Virginia Cavaliers, the Missouri Tigers. Brad, who you got?
Duval. Love that. Virginia absolutely choked that ACC title game. I mean, I called it. They should be in the playoff. Like, what are those boys feeling, you know? Mizzou's going to go in there, and they're gonna get the job done, and they're going to win.
From the Missouri Tigers to the LSU Tigers, Brad, the Kinder's Texas Bowl. Houston gets a home game. LSU, Houston, who you got?
It's got to be LSU, right? Like, I just can't.
Is Lane's got to be coaching, right?
I don't think he is, but I mean, I know Houston's had a great story. Connor Weigman, they're building. They did something really cool, and I think if they pull off this win against LSU, that's
they got
awesome.
Better defense than people want to give them credit for. I think this is one of the first ones where I disagree with you.
Yeah. I just, they're picked to finish last in their conference, and I think I'm still just holding on to that. I'm not respecting the fact they're 9-3. So, as a Hoosier fan, I'm going to flip this pick. I'm going Houston. We got to go Houston here. Just on the realm of, I'm going to give credit where credit's due, and I think they're being underrated by me just 2 minutes ago. So, I'm going to take them. Connor Weigman. As long as he's playing, that pick is going to hold.
We have the shout out to JLab. JLab obviously sponsors the Mendozas. The Mendozas use their JLab partnership to provide the team with headphones. Super, super cool. But the JLab Birmingham Bowl, we got the Georgia Southern Eagles. We have App State, the App State Mountaineers, one of the beneficiaries of teams declining bowl games. So who you got, Brad?
I just can't pick a 5-17. I just can't do it. The thing is though, like 5-7 teams historically in bowl games are like oddly very successful in those games because I think they're like a little more fired up. Like they weren't expecting it. They might come in there with some juice. An old school Sun Belt rivalry as well. I think FCS rivalry. I think these two teams are rivals, like way back in the day. I think this is like a sicker game than people are giving it credit for. Fuck it, App State. Let's go. Let's do it. Let's go, Mountaineers. Yeah.
The Radiance Tech. I knew I shouldn't have interrupted you there because you were on to something. You were taking yourself somewhere.
Yeah,
We
it
got
was. You're on the brain flow a little bit.
we got the
What?
Radiance Technologies Independence Bowl, Brad. Coastal Carolina, Louisiana Tech. What do you was the master of the eye test see here?
Isn't the Independence Bowl in Shreveport, Louisiana? This is a home game for the Bulldogs.
A lot of home games.
I like the Bulldogs here. The grossest color matchup of all time.
The Liberty City Music or the Liberty Mutual Music City Bowl. Do you think Brett McMurphy is devastated he can't put Indiana in this anymore? Tennessee, Illinois, Brad. Who you got?
Oh, God, I don't know. I really don't know. I want to support the Big Ten here. Altmaier's last game, Joey Aguilar's last game. I'm a Vol. That's my SEC school. If I had to pick one. So it feels weird picking against the Volunteers in Nashville. It's gonna be very heavy Tennessee.
Another home game.
Yeah, it's gonna be.
And before somebody gives Nashville's Vanderbilt. Yeah.
Remember all the hype about Illinois early in the year, and we joked about how they'd be in the Music City Bowl, and here they are in the Music City Bowl. It's funny how shit works. It's funny how right we are all the time. Maybe not necessarily in giving like picks like this, but more so
in general.
In generalities, right?
When seeing trends.
I like Illinois here. I'm going to lean Big Ten.
I like it. Another chance for your alliance to be tested, Brad. We got the Valero Alamo Bowl. TCU playing in a home game against USC.
I like the Trojans here.
I like the fact that they offset some of these talent disparities with the home field.
That's nice. It's good.
This is the one where
I might be very wrong about the Tennessee-Illinois game, by the way. Now I'm thinking about it a little bit. Could be very wrong about it.
This is the other one where Brett McMurphy is going to be losing sleep.
Diego's worst nightmare. It's the Iowa
guys. The Vanderbilt's worst nightmare is Phil Parker and Kirk Ferenz on the other sideline. Like that, this game's going to be awesome.
This game's going to be so sick. They should just both wear black, too. I like the Hawkeyes here. I think it'd just be really funny if they won. You're noticing a trend. I'm picking all the Big Ten schools.
Yes.
But yeah, I could see Pavia giving Iowa some problems just because of his dual threat ability, and his ability to just make things happen is kind of a recipe for success against a team like Iowa. I will say that. With that being said, taking Iowa. Gronowski legacy game.
The Tony the Tiger Sun Bowl, with the caveat that 3/4 of Arizona State's team has opted out and or hit the portal.
Pac-12 memory of the week. I went to the Sun Bowl back in 2005. I watched Brandon Brazil, receiver for UCLA, return two onside kicks for touchdowns. As Northwestern was trying to come back into the game, kept onsiding it. Brandon Brazil would just take the ball and run it back to the end zone. They have to start all over again. It was really funny. So shout out to Sun Bowl. Shout out El Paso. And yeah, I like Duke here. They're riding some good momentum. I like Darian Mensah. I like Cooper Barkate. Like, if you haven't watched Cooper Barkate play football, that's an NFL guy. It doesn't take a rocket scientist to figure that one out. That's a guy that can get a job at the NFL, pack his lunch to work and go work at the NFL. He can do it.
I love it. We got the Cheez-It Citrus Bowl, Brad. A week 2 matchup from last year, I believe. But the Michigan Wolverines, the Texas Longhorns, just a wonderful matchup of brands. I know we like to push back against the narrative of brands matter in college football because obviously when you're talking about the product on the field in 2025, it doesn't. But when you're talking about bowl games, especially in non-college football playoff bowl games, like you want to kind of see matchups like this with two historic fan bases that are both going to care about the outcome of this game. And so with that being said, Brad, who you got?
It's sentimental. It's nostalgic. We like this stuff. And I'm going to keep with the theme here. I'm going Michigan. Bryce Underwood. I heard he might be going on the portal.
I don't know where you've seen that.
I'm just group chats. People saying idiots saying nonsense on my phone. Directly
the
to
SRS Distribution Las Vegas Bowl. You have the Nebraska Cornhuskers, the Dylan Raiola-less Nebraska Cornhuskers, the Utah Utes. This matchup doesn't make any sense to me, Brad. Who you got?
I got Utah by a lot. It's this is kind of like Nebraska is trying to be Utah like so bad. They've been trying to be Utah for like 10 years. And it's just not like Kyle Whittingham's going to have those boys ready. Devin Dampier, last game of his career. I'm going to break the theme and go Utah here. I'm a big Utah advocate as I should be, but they would always spoil Jamora, UCLA Bruins, Pac-12 championship hopes every single year.
I love it. College football playoff quarterfinal, Brad, the Goodyear Cotton Bowl. You picked Texas A&M to advance to meet Ohio State. Who do you have advancing to the semifinals?
The Buckeyes, the second best team in the country. Let's not be ridiculous here.
Oregon finds itself in a Capital One Orange Bowl matchup with the Texas Tech Red Raiders, Brad.
What a game. I mean, oil money versus Nike money. I mean, it doesn't get any bigger than this. I mean, I will be hyping up this game when the time comes. And when we preview it, this will be an insane matchup. Almost impossible to pick because you really haven't seen Texas Tech play a team at the level of Oregon yet. You just haven't seen it, but to their credit, Texas Tech set the record, 12 wins of 20 plus or a record. A team has not been more dominant than Texas Tech was week in and week out as they set that record. With that being said, I like Oregon. Yeah, I think Dane Lanning is their only losses to the Hoosiers.
Speaking of the Hoosiers, Brad, you picked the Oklahoma Sooners to meet the Indiana Hoosiers in the Rose Bowl, presented by Prudential.
I'm going to take Oklahoma here. Oh, no. All right, moving on.
We have the All-State Sugar Bowl. Ole Miss is meeting Georgia, Brad. Who you got?
Oh, God. What a horrible, bracket this is.
Right.
Georgia got, the best draw ever for a 3 seed.
They got to play Ohio State.
Yeah.
We have the Lockheed Martin Armed Forces Bowl, the Rice Owls, who are squarely in the crosshairs of the Notre Dame Fighting Irish after they've taken their ball and going home. So this could be a potentially big game for Rice and the Texas State Bobcats. The Pac-12 bound Texas State Bobcats, mind you.
Love that for them, by the way. TJ Kinney over there, he's doing a good job. And, what didn't have as much success as he had last year. A rivalry game of two Texas schools. Love that. San Marcos, a team that has had to rise the ranks, whereas Rice has kind of fallen down, being a former Southwest Conference member, and has kind of became irrelevant as they've focused more on academics over athletics throughout the years. With that being said, Rice is close. If you know, you know. I'm taking the Owls.
I like it. Didn't one of the McCaffreys go there? Luke?
Yeah.
The AutoZone Liberty Bowl, Brad, the Navy Midshipmen, the Cincinnati Bearcats. There's a story that came out this week that Cincinnati had an opportunity to hire Signetti and went with Satterfield because of his Power 4 experience.
That's fascinating. Fascinating. Shout out Brandon Sorsby. I'm going to be rooting for him in this game. I'm a big Navy fan. I'm always root for Navy.
He's in the portal too.
Is he really?
I'm almost positive he's in the portal. And all the Cincinnati fans were like, how the hell is he in the portal? Or how is he receiving offers already? And all the Indiana fans were like, how do you think he ended up at Cincinnati?
Homecoming, potentially. Compete with Alberto for the starting job. We'll see.
Nope, he can go find another job. That's cool.
Sorsby would be great QB2 depth. Don't deny it. All right.
QB2 for sure, but I doubt he wants to transfer to be a backup.
Yeah. Oh,
Who do you
man,
got?
that triple option. I mean, with Sorsby not in, like I can't take the Bearcats. Got to take that triple option. Sorsby plays Cincinnati, but I got to take Blake Horvat and Navy in these games. Like, I feel bad picking against Army earlier too, because it's like if there's two schools that aren't going to have any sort of turnover in the offseason and be as is and be the same exact team as they were all season in their bowl game, it's going to be the Army Navy schools. And yeah, I'm taking Navy for that reason. And I might even have to switch my pick to Army for that logic as well.
The Duke's Mayo Bowl, the Wake Forest Demon Deacons, the Mississippi State Bulldogs. Brad, who you got?
Oh my God! How did Wake Forest get to 8-4? Taking the Bulldogs here.
The Trust and Will Holiday Bowl, the Arizona Wildcats, the surprisingly 8-4 SMU Mustangs, who are also seeing a little bit of an exodus.
Did Kevin Jennings hit the portal?
No, but there was an offensive lineman or something.
Fascinating. I'm taking SMU. Give me SMU.
We have Sugar Bowl is Georgia, Cotton Bowl
Actually, I'm flipping
Ohio
it.
State.
Noah Fafita, last game of his career. Taking the Cats.
You got Ohio State or you got Georgia, Brad, in the Fiesta Bowl. Wait, yeah.
I like the winner of the Cotton Bowl here, Ohio State.
And then the winner of the Rose Bowl, the Indiana Hoosiers, the winner of the Orange Bowl, the Oregon Ducks, a rematch from a road game for the Hoosiers in week 7. Week
Just
8?
a matchup I really do not want to see personally. Like, my logic around beating teams twice, like as high as I am about Ohio State and Oregon, like it's hard to beat good teams twice. And the reality is that we're probably going to see Ohio State, if not Oregon as well, again. And it's just going to make things really difficult. Taking the winner of the Rose Bowl here, but this is where things get a little scary for the Hoosiers' national title hopes, right? Facing teams that they've already faced before. The thing that makes me feel good is that we went to Eugene and put belt to ass to Oregon, right? Went to their place, beat them. What's going to happen on a neutral field? I think it's going to hold true. And we were a lot more healthy back then, too. We had White in that game, had Daly in that game. It's a lot of variables going on. And, yeah, but the reality is we're still a lot older than Oregon, and so I like us in that matchup. So bringing back to the championship where it's going to be a Big Ten championship rematch of Indiana, Ohio State, the two best teams all year. Everyone knew it. I'm taking Indiana, but this is going to be another coin flip game. Like, can we pull it out? And I think we had a lot more nerves probably going into that game than Ohio State. Maybe, I don't know. I'm just alluding. Yeah, it's just going to be tough to kind of beat Ohio State twice in 1 year, but that's what you got to do to win a national title these days, it seems like. So it's also very hard to repeat as national champion. I like Indiana here with the first ever 16-0 national champion.
I like it. You got no dispute for me. Do you have how many points are going to be scored in the college football playoff championship, Brad?
Probably like 20. Let's do 24. Let's go one more point than the last game. 14-10 this time.
Wait, what pick did we not make? Why does it say 45?
Bulldogs. Scroll down. Louisiana State. Now we're good.
All right, there you have it. That's the master of the eye test. Here's the group. Bang. There we go. There's the password. Heismendoza. So, yeah.
Winner gets free hot sauce.
Winner gets a free bottle of SoCal Hot Sauce. So shout out to SoCal for the sponsorship, the donation, whatever you want to call it, all that good stuff. But yeah, so if you want, I guess I just put it in the YouTube video so anybody can join. But there's the code Heismendoza. I guess what's the point in hiding it?
Eric Johansson, I think just from my own, logic of playing teams again, like I think the best path for us would be seeing Texas Tech and Georgia. I think that'd be the best ideal path for us. The reality is that the Big Ten is very strong at the top, and Oregon, Ohio State, they're gonna go far in the playoff, as far as my eye test is concerned. So yeah, we'll see what happens. But yeah, I guess, I thought it was hard to beat 3 teams twice. Beating teams twice isn't a thing. That's more like it's a college football thing. I mean, you saw it in the conference championship this weekend. Duke got eviscerated by Virginia earlier in the year, and they went out and beat Virginia once they saw them again. Same thing happened
with Tulane,
Alabama, and Georgia. Did Tulane also lose to North Texas earlier in the year?
No, Tulane lost to Ole Miss.
But are they of equal? Are they? I'm not sure. We'll see. That's why we play the games, right?
That is why you play the games.
That could happen. I do not. James Madison, they're in for that. It's going to be tough for him. But Tulane actually has
Chesney's another one he's in Los Angeles today taking the press conference for the UCLA job. Like, does he want to compete next year?
Yeah.
I don't know. I'll leave us with this, Brad, because we went an hour and 40 minutes, and good on us, honestly. Did not mention once that Indiana basketball is playing concurrent with this show. They just went to half, I think. It's 58-26 Hoosiers, so a really nice bounce back performance from the guys. I think this says Wilkerson's 8 of 11, which is insane.
That's insane.
Yeah. Wilkerson's got 20 in the first half. He's just letting it go. 4 of 6 from deep. So yeah, Indiana basketball is going to be all right. They played a really good team in Louisville over the weekend. We don't have to really get into it. The start of that game was a disaster, and they never kind of really recovered. But this is an Indiana team that's going to look wildly different at the end of the season than they do right now, which is why me and you have been cautioning patience on this podcast for months. And like, this Kentucky matchup is going to be a really big deal coming up. That's on the 13th, but Kentucky doesn't look as good as we thought Kentucky was going to be. So both teams kind of really need that one, but both teams might be, or Kentucky is probably a little bit closer to our level than we thought they were going to be. So I don't know. It's too early to say anything about these teams, but if this is the Lamar Wilkerson that Indiana basketball is going to get, then yeah, they can beat anybody in the country.
Yeah.
So yeah, that's probably what I'll probably toss on Indiana basketball when we hop off.
Yeah, I might just have to stick with John's logic here, where it's 3. It's 3. It's hard to beat a team 3 times.
It is hard to beat a team 3 times.
It's still hard to beat a team twice, all right? Especially if it's Ohio State and Oregon. We gotta give respect to these schools. Like,
you also got to give respect to schools like Texas Tech and Georgia. And
we're not going to be the number one that just overlooks every team because we're number one. We're not going to be like that. No, we got to understand where we come from, understand our history, and be appreciative of where we're at, and understand that our throne could be taken away at any given moment. So we're not going to, we're going to be a watchdog for complacency, and we're going to attack each day as we normally do as Hoosiers in the Cincinnati program. So, in that sense, like, I feel really good about going into Oregon and Ohio State, but fact remains, it's hard to beat good teams twice. It just is.
You got any closing thoughts, Brad?
No, go Hoosiers, go Lamar Wilkerson, 58.5. That's sick. Let's go. Let's put him on another $100. Get the confidence back, and then we got a big game against Kentucky on Saturday. So we got to lock in.
I like it. And like I said, we have the Capital One Bowl Mania. We'll post the link on the I guess we can put it on all accounts, but it will be on the Indiana Voice of College Football account. Follow that account or follow me or follow Brad. Hit one of us in the DMs. We'll send you the password, or you can just kind of go rewind the video and see when I flashed it on the screen. But that's more so just to see, just make sure people are like,
the password.
Yeah, it's just make sure people are engaged. You know what I mean?
Yeah, you can't have
it's not to like really keep people out. And then we'll have to get the winner's information. We'll do that. All that through DMs and stuff. Yeah, all that'll be tweeted out.
That'll be fun.
But yeah, and then put on hoops, and if you're watching on Twitter, if you're watching on the Sigs Inside account, hop on over to YouTube. Please like, comment, share, subscribe to Indiana at the Voice of College Football on YouTube. You can follow us on Twitter, me at Alec Keyser, Brad at Bradley_Loomis8. Shout out to the boys, Wave, Nick Skrill, Signar. The intro song is 1621. The outro song is The Sweet Sound of Butter Symphony. It won't be Sunday this weekend, but there will be a second pod this week, and we will have a guest, at least one guest. So we'll see.
Some call-outs from the Hoops game. They started Sam Alexis over Reed Bailey, and Reed Bailey's having a great game. 13 first half points off the bench. Interesting. Got to figure out a way to have those guys play at the same time if we're going to have any shot of contending with some of the bigger teams out there. And also, no Josiah Miles yet today. I don't know if that's injury or coach's decision. Something to keep note as they shorten. It seems like they're shortening the rotation to 8, which is standard for tournament play. So, go Hoosiers.
Yeah, I'm about to turn on the second half. Shout out to we'll be back later this week. I don't know who I was about to shout out because I already shouted out the boys. And check out the Voice of College Football. We'll be releasing videos and all that good stuff. And like I said, we'll have a couple guests in the next couple weeks. So exciting times ahead for your number one, officially number one ranked Indiana.
Undisputed number one.
Who's
any year post pre-1998, that's a national title. Just remember that.
Love it. We'll see you guys later this week.
See ya.
Oh, the outro video never got said. Ooh. There we go. Bang.
Bang.